Okay, today I'm going to talk about the labor theory of value. This theory of value was advanced originally by an economist called Adam Smith in his Wealth of Nations. And later, David Ricardo did some work with it. He's another famous economist. And it really, nowadays, it's really known by this guy here, Karl Marx. And he did a lot to advance in his book, Capital. Okay, and these are the chief guys who've kind of, they told us the basics of economics. And this theory is, I think it's pretty good. I mean, I think economics is limited based on, because whenever you describe people in general, and you try and reduce it to a mathematical equation, you're bound to have troubles. But I think if we say nothing, then I think that's also bad. So this at least tries to say something. Okay, and we're going to start with just some definitions here. The first definition we're going to have is for a definition of a commodity. A commodity is an object or a thing that by its properties satisfies a human need or want. So a commodity, an object or a thing that satisfies a human need or want. So examples of commodity would be something like corn, steel, cars. These are commodities. Even they can be, bought or trade things. So we're talking about real things. So it doesn't really matter what we use the corn for. Maybe it's corn that we use to, feed cattle, or maybe it's corn that, sweet corn that we put butter and salt on and eat ourselves. Okay, these are all commodities. And Marx, in particular, made a point of distinguishing between what he called the exchange value, and this is the value we're familiar with, and the use value. Okay, the exchange value is the monetized value. So when we express corn, for example, let's say I'm going to write money value. When we say a corn cob costs a quarter or a dollar, then we're expressing it in the exchange value. So in other words, the exchange value is the money amount, basically. The use value is, what you actually do it for. And Marx makes a big point about saying that the exchange value only exists because items have use values. So the use value is the utility or the use of it. And this seems kind of weird because I can't spell. Utility. Okay. Or use. Utility is a fancy word for use. So essentially what we're saying is water has a use value because we drink it. So if we have water, what's the use value of water? The use value of water is it's drinkable. We need it to survive. We need to drink. So water has a very strong use value. And it's often the things that have the greatest use values that have little or no exchange value. So if you think about water, a lot of times you get free. Maybe you pay $1 for it, but it's probably got the most important use value that there is. Food has a use value of eating it. But the exchange value is the value that we express in money. I'm going to end there, and I'm going to start a new slide. If I can get this thing to work. Piece of